And so, Chapter 3 begins with David Kobiayshi, a world-class detective without a case, until one day he saw a man walking down the street. And like all people who had become subjected to long weekends without friends or beverage, David Kobiayshi became weary of the outsider and asked a question that would build the mystery that he would solve.
Wow, look at this blue jean wearing mother sucker. Can't believe this shit walking down my street like some brick shit house. Son of a bitch. Capes!
Capes is what he called the ghost who lived with him.
I'll take over the narrating from here. I called him Capes because he wore capes. All different colors. Made me think this guy had to be from the 1600s, or a long time ago, when people would wear capes and have swords and drink out of tiny little glasses. When people were the cast of Frasier, but like in armor.
Capes! Where's my magnifying glass? And my cat? Capes!
The trouble with ghosts is they're never around when you need them. And if you want to speak to them, you have to go through a whole bunch of shit, like lighting candles and setting the mood. You gotta take a ghost out. An out, like, you can't just say, babe, you want to go to Denny's. No, you gotta woo a ghost. I'd seen the man, and he was up to no good, and I sure as hell knew that. And so with my cap and my magnifying glass and a small cat tin filled with assorted kitchen knives, I stepped out into my destiny. The city had always reeked of the kind of vermin who prefer the shadows. But on this evening, my nose was particularly bothered by the scent of mayhem and dread that laid in the air. I watched as the fella took the corner. This fella from somewhere, or maybe nowhere at all. I would find out what he was up to if it was the last thing I did, because I'd come to terms with something long ago. I was David Kobiayshi, the last steak-eating, woman-kissing detective on this godforsaken planet. And if I got a whiff of a mystery, I was going to sniff it hard like it was my own fart, relishing in the thickness of a brew I knew all too familiar.
Hey, you! Stop! Yeah, this guy's fast. Capes real fast. I'm not gonna catch him like that. I gotta fix this bike up.
So it was set. Kobiayshi would fix his bike and pursue the man tomorrow. But to fix his bike, he would have to go on a journey like he'd never been on before. I had seen the cubes day in and day out. I'd watched as they froze those who were outside with some sort of beam. I'd listened to their screams. I'd watched their faces turn to horror. That's when I locked my doors and I told my cat.
Did you see that thing? Some sort of cube. I'm never going out there. Never again. We gotta warn people. The radio. I bet the radio still fucking works.
So with some old radio equipment that I had lying around, I began to broadcast. Not my radio show, but a warning about the cubes.
Look, I don't know if anyone can hear me or I don't know if anyone can hear me, but there are fucking cubes out there, and I just watched them like freeze a guy with some sort of beam, and I don't know if he's dead or not, but I'm not going out there to see. If you guys want me to, I'm not going to, and you can think whatever you want about me, but I never saw a cube before. I'm just, I'm nervous. I want to stay inside with my cats, and is anyone out there? I mean, honestly, am I alone here? Was that guy that got cubed the last guy I'll ever see? I mean, I hope there's still people out there. I hope the cubes didn't get everyone. I know as humanity we did some shitty stuff. I mean, I did shitty stuff. I stole bagels once. There was a bag of bagels on a counter and I just took it, so. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, if you're still listening and you remember how before I sort of stopped talking and I made this like heavy breathing sound, and I've just been, I just was in complete awe of something.
It was at that moment Then I peered out the window on my one-story walk-up and saw the most unbelievable sight. I saw a horse. And somewhere in my mind, it was a sign that this was the moment when I became something more than I ever believed I could be. This was the moment that I became the last DJ.
I was because I saw a horse. Yep, and here's the thing. I had seen horses previously in life, before I saw this guy get cubed, and now all this shit's going on, this kaleidoscope of absolute misery. I was like everyone else. I'd point out the window of some shitty sedan and I'd say, horses, look, horses. And whoever I was with would be like, oh yeah, look at the horses. And we'd be traveling so quick toward whatever the next thing in life was that we'd never stop to admire them. We'd be gone and the horses be gone, but this time I got to really look at it. They measure them in hands, Hands. I think I get that. I think I get primitive man or not so civilized man. Being in awe of this creature and taking their hands and moving them slowly across it, measuring it, seeing it, in the simplest terms. I'm moved, folks. Moved. If you get a chance, see a horse. It's 12 after 12 on the clock here at the station. A clock with no bearing at all because time and place don't seem to be existing since the Cubes came. But, hey, here's one for all the horses out there. Here's America, horse with no name. I'll be back.
Now, it's present day, and I am to be faced with a cube yet again. I walked to my door, and I saw a cube standing in my yard.
It's a fucking cube. Oh, fuck. Alright. Cubes are bad. The cube looks hurt. What the?
It's not that
Playing music? Alright. Think. A truce. I'll give it a truce. A truce for the cube. Alright. Okay. Let's do this.
when I think it could be so much nicer. Red, yellow, or gold,
See this cube?
or something much
See this?
more
It's a truce.
colorful like that.
Truce, cube. You're hurt. I'm not gonna try to fight you or fuck you. I wouldn't know how to fight or fuck you. I don't know why I keep
I
talking
know
about
it's
fucking
not
you.
that easy.
It's alright, Cube. Cube, I'm gonna try to help you up, alright? Come on, Cube. Oh my god, is that the telephone? Alright, stay here, Cubie. I gotta get the phone.
And people tend to pass you
Hello?
over,
Hello? Yeah, you're on the air at WQPX.
standing out like
What?
flashy sparkles on the water.
Yeah?
Or
Yeah?
stars in the
Oh, of course I'll have tea with you. Yeah, I haven't had any human contact in like a year. Okay.
But
Alright.
green is the color.
Yeah. Just come to the station. Alright. Oh, you play more Gordon Lightfoot.
Green can be cool and friendly like that. And I know green can be big like an ocean. And park like a mountain. Or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be. Well, it can make you wonder why. But why wonder I'm green. And it'll do
Oh my god, it's time for my radio show. Are you alright? I know you don't shit or eat. Do you need anything?
what I
Alright, just stay there. Alright. Alright, roll up, Penny. You're listening to the Richard D. Crow Show, broadcast 24 hours a day at random times whenever I'm awake, and I'm usually awake because it's very hard to sleep when the world has ended. And today I want to talk about LeVar Burton. You know what? Before I get into LeVar Burton, I just want to say that I went outside. I went outside today, and it was okay. It was okay outside. I just want to say that. I don't think I'm going to make it a trend or anything, but I want you to know that it's okay outside. Anyway, LeVar Burton. You know, for his run on Star Trek: The Next Generation, he didn't want to wear that visor. He wanted to wear contact lenses so he could better act with his eyes. And I think that's something that we've left behind. You know what I mean? Acting with your eyes. Thinking about acting with your eyes. Thinking if it was wrong that the producers of Star Trek: The Next Generation wouldn't let LeVar Burton wear contacts and made him wear the visor. That's stuff we could really think about when we were smoking marijuana cigarettes. But we can't smoke marijuana cigarettes anymore because there's no dealers anymore because we don't leave our houses. We stay inside and we're afraid of the cubes and none of us are smoking pot anymore. And I think a lot of us have to because I know what happened in Poughkeepsie, New York. I've heard things. I know you guys burned down a bunch of buildings and you started shooting each other's uncles. Because in Poughkeepsie, just like here in Wilkes-Barre, you need your garbage men and your nurses and your deli counter guys smoking a decent amount of marijuana as to not burn down each other's houses, as to not shoot each other in the street. Am I right or am I wrong here, LeVar Burton? I was never a heavy marijuana smoker myself, but I did enjoy it after a long shift at Melvin's Groceries. After selling my weight in lottery tickets, to the geriatric set, after bagging Similac and menthol cigarettes, to women who just popped out a baby and were chasing the only high they remember. I did enjoy a marijuana cigarette. During an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, TNG. Can I get an amen, LeVar Burton? We don't have them anymore. So we can't get introspective about self. We can't think about what's on the outside out there in the world where LeVar Burton's forced to wear a visor. We only got the inside world. The forever self. Tucked deep inside ourselves. We're countries now. A man is a country now. You know what? Here's one for anyone who still has a little something stashed away for rainy days. Open up that little wooden box in your dresser and pull out a joint or two. And boldly go where no man has gone before. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel, a deep cut, Blues Run the Game. And we're out, Ben. Hey, Cube. You think that was too much about the pot? Did I sound like Walt Whitman? I felt like Walt Whitman.
I listened to the man speak and something came over me. My outward appearance transforming in those moments. He had helped me so I would help him. You see, cubes are powerful beings who possess the ability to do much more than humans. So this time when Richard D. Crowe sat down at his microphone, he did not broadcast simply to Wilkes-Barre, but to all of America. Something he was not ready for at all.
Doesn't matter. No one listens to this show anyway.
To England, baby, maybe to Spain.